Got a Kansept here. This is a Kansept Reedus. 3.5-inch blade. It's a DOCK design model. It's in S35VN and plain titanium. I'm kind of excited. I don't remember what this is at all. What's a Reedus? We're about to find out. Standard fare inside the box. Nice little pouch that they put them in. Okay, I know this knife now. Familiar with how it looks. I've never held one. Yep, full titanium. Skeletonized on the inside quite a bit. And the outside. Pardon me. Titanium backspacer. I think titanium pocket clip. Let's check. No, it's steel. Steel, spring steel. Bruce spring steel pocket clip going on there. All right, well let's get all this out of our way. Oh, froggy. All right, come on, man. Get out the way. There we go. All right, well let's get this blade out. Look at that blade stock, nice and thick. There we go. Thumb stud, Spidey stud, and then there's a cutout, but I think I'm going to go stud. Ooh, stiff. Ooh, let's try the Spidey flick. What's up, man? I don't want to tear my thumb up. All right. Got a dual ground blade, tall flat grind, almost to the very top of the blade on this part, and then they've created a swedge there to maintain that angle. You know, it thins that material because, of course, as it came out to this tip, it would be getting super thick. So you can see the profile here where it thinned that up as it goes there, and it creates that swedge, and they're able to maintain that bevel. I dig it. Yeah. And got the Spidey flick to go. Or did I? Oh, wow, is that stiff. And I don't know how much of that is me locking myself out of there either. Well, I'm not going to do any more of that. What I am going to do is I'm going to get a reference on where that's locking up, which is maybe 50% with the lock to the frame. We're maybe at a 50% point. Yeah, let's take it apart. There's a design logo and then the name Reedus. Beautiful satin finish blade. And then on this side we've got the model number and the S35VN. And that's all the logos. Kansept's got their logo out here. Yeah. Almost got the look of the Roadrunner. Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's get in there because, man, that thing. Ooh, I do like this profile. Look how smooth that is and the way everything's coming together here with the satin blade inside the natural titanium. It's a good look. I like it. Minimalistic thumb studs, which is fine if the action's tuned correct, but right now I'm struggling opening the knife. It is bomber door tight, man. All right. My guess is it's backwards too. So let me flip this because I'm pretty sure that the screw's going to come out the show side. Pretty tight in there too, man. And it's got a fair piece of Loctite on it. But yeah, it came out the show side. Well, I'm going to flippity flop. And I'm going to come back here. I I think these are T8s, maybe. Nah, they are not. T6. That one was loose. That one was snug, but it wasn't loose. I think that's it. Yep, it's just fit tight. Which is not rare for these Kansept knives. The fitment on the barrel spacers and all that, it's not rare for them to be uber tight because of the milling. Yeah, see? A little bit of pry work and boop, there we are. Yeah, look at all the skeletonizing going on in there. We're going to flip that to the other side when we put it back together so that we're pressing down with the lock versus trying to come up. No worries. All right, let's look at this lock. I mean, there's not a lot of room, man. So this is where we are now, and that's where it is when it's locked up. I mean, just the smallest little amount. I might try to manipulate it just a little bit, but I don't think it makes sense for me to take it apart and bother with all that. I mean, it was so tough to get in it that it's worth the risk to me. I mean, there's really no risk. The risk is that I'm going to have to mess with it more than once. That's the risk. There's no damage going to come to the knife. I'm not going to ruin anything. So risk probably isn't the right word. Yeah, Kansept does a great job of their machining. Like the washers fit really tight, the steel inserts fit really tight, the pocket clips, these barrel spacers, everything is milled to very exacting tolerances, and it's all packed in there super tight. Yeah, that's a good thing. All right, I want to be careful because I don't want to scratch the inside of that scale. There we go. All right. I'm just going to take the tiniest little bit off of that. It's a lot of work to move it, less than a 32nd, maybe a 64th of an inch. Because if I go just a hair too much, I can get lock rock in it. And if I don't go far enough, well, then I did all that for nothing. So, yeah. All right, let's clean everything up. We'll start with this scale right here. Give it a good wipe down. Look at his blade. Beautiful. Thick stock. Very thick stock. It's going to be a robust knife. It's got some girth. It's weighty. Beautiful satin finish on that blade. Let's got the screw loaded up in the driver there, the bit driver. I mentioned this in another video, but these bit drivers are available on Timber's Edge now. You can find them there. People ask me about those things all the time. I don't have a source for this one. I should look because I like it. I think the reason that I haven't looked for a source for this one is because in my opinion, I'd be better off just to have two of this one. put a T6 in one and a T8 in the other. Is this a good piece? Yeah, and it has the ability to put a bit in the side and then torque with this. So it's kind of cool that sense as well. But in the end, this one's superior. It just is. There's knurling here on the grip. It's super bitey, even compared to this. This is really slick. This is very grippy. It's bigger, and so I'd rather have two of these. But I use this one for T6s, which I'm not going to put as much torque and, I'm not going to bite down into these T6s near as much as I would the T8. So maybe that's a good thing to have not quite as beefy of a piece for that work. Know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to use a 3/8 inch drive to take any of this off because it's just too big, and of course you run the risk of busting stuff when your tools are too big. I don't know if I did these, but I got distracted talking about bit drivers, so I'm just going to do them again. All right, let's put it back together. Assembly time. So I need pocket clip check audio, and then I need assembly time audio. Stupid. I'm not going to use either. I just keep talking myself. Less production time, man. Not more or less. Just want to check knives in. Want to. What's that scene from Liar Liar? I want to squeeze them. That's what I want to do to these knives, man. It's stupid. All right. I think we're there. I'm going to put the pivot in, and I'm going to put one of these body screws in, and we'll check this action. Make sure we're correct, because we may have to take it apart, fine tune it a little bit more. Yeah, so all that Loctite is causing that to really be locked up. So I am going to put one of these screws in back here, have it hold everything down for me. I'm going to pull that pivot and see if we can't clean that hole out a little bit. We'll run that screw in and out a few times. There we go. But it's already tight enough that I'm going to need an assist. Let's start by doing this. Let's clean these threads off. This little wire brush thing is such a good thing. You know how many times I've poked myself with these little needle sharp things? It's just inevitable going like that. And it's like, oh. And I mean to the point to where, it'll draw blood, man. Stupid little things. All right. So what I want to do is run this in until I get some resistance from that Loctite. Because it's in them threads. So right there I'm picking up resistance. So I want to run it to that and then back it out. And then I'm going to try to run a little farther and back it out. And it's just allowing the screw to clean those threads a little bit from that Loctite that's up in there. I'm already way past where I was before. Just a little work, clean them threads, and then in and out. Yeah, see, now I'm home. And I can feel that there's still some resistance, but I didn't even have to hold the other side. Just cleaned it out a little bit. Oh, that action now. Look at it. Yeah, man. Tight as could be. There ain't no failing going on there. Yeah. Made all the difference in the world. It's even got a little ting at the bottom. I am going to put a little bit of tension on this clip since it's off. Need a towel. Don't need this pair of pliers. We need... Where are they? Am I looking right at them? I'm confused now. There they are. Yeah, this is that part where normally I'd pause and go looking for tools and stuff, but I forget to turn the camera back on, and then by the time I come back, I've already done what y'all want to see. So I'm going to close that gap just a little bit. Just going to squeeze it. I want to squeeze it. There we go. And so that's going to create a ton of tension on that pocket clip now. One of the main little things that I got to get done, I believe those two are the same. This is the little body screw. No. No, I can see it right there. It's this one. It's got a fatter head. One of the things I got to get done. What do I got to get done? Completely lost now. Got to put that back screw in first. I know that. So there's a ton of tension on there now. Look at the angle on the front of this clip compared to the scale. So it's tipped up. Well, now when I drive that screw down, it's going to pull the front of this down and create a bunch of tension on there. But it's slick as glass. Look at the back side of this. It's slick as glass. Now, one of the things I could do is take a file right here and go this way across that so that whatever material it's going to rest on, it's rougher. Now, I could do that. I did it just slightly. I'm not going to do any more. But 100%, I have to put the back screw in first, because the back screw, I'll try to illustrate it here. Let me see if I can't turn it up into the camera so you can actually see what I'm talking about. I talk about this all the time, and for y'all that follow the channel and hang out, just got to be patient, man. There's a lot of people that haven't seen it, so I figured out a while ago I have to act like nobody's seen it, or only the people that were here all along learn, see this stuff. Well, if you see that front part now, well, this back screw is much closer, and as I tighten it, it pulls that front part down. Well, if I don't do that, and I put that front screw in first, it may not grab threads, it may strip, too much tension, all kinds of bad stuff could happen. So the right thing to do, just start with the back screw. The back screw will suck that front down, and now that front screw's got a lot of threads to bite before it has to deal with the tension of that steel, that Bruce spring steel. Yep. Oh, barely pick it up now. Wonderful. I feel like the action's changed, which makes me think that pocket clip is resting on the lock. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just overly tight. I mean, I have tightened everything now. I mean, that's super locked up. Let me check that pivot just to be sure. I mean, it didn't feel over tight or anything. Still tight. So all that skeletonizing, let's talk about this knife now. All that skeletonizing, this knife is light, very comfortable. Look at that Spidey flick. So snappy. I mean, man. It's A to A minus action. It's A level action for sure. This is why it's not going to get a solid A, because small thumb studs. If I try to use this hole, there's a chance I fail, but I can use a thumb stud, and it runs pretty well. That Spidey flick, oh, sick. Drop shut. Look at it. Ugh, smooth. And it may get better just as I use it. I mean, I can help the action along a little bit, pressing on the frame lock here. And when I close it, holding tension down so that that detent ball wears maybe a small little ramp in there. Now, I could go in and put a ramp on it, but unless it's really bad, it's not something I'm going to do. Nice. Let's talk about ergonomics. So, not so confident, confident, very confident. Well, this is always an afterthought for me, but this scale has been lowered. This one's been scalloped. And so, leaning in here to unlock this knife, very intuitive, very easy to do. Wonderful. Yep. Now, ergonomics. What a wonderful grip. All this milling, I can feel that under my hand, the different shapes, the contours, the cutout for my fingers. It's very comfortable here. There is a platform to choke up, and and this is a pretty solid grip right here. Thumb forward on this flat. I can hold in here pretty well. My other finger goes into this place, and I'm pretty locked in. Pocket clip kind of disappears. This is very comfortable, though. Nice grip. I'm going to say that I'm quite a bit short of confident. Without the finger guard, if I come forward here like so, there's a good chance I'm going to come up onto this sharp part here. Let's reverse it. So yeah, this is legit. Lots of power, can definitely cap that off. Very comfortable. And then this grip here, yeah, this is very doable here as well. And if I was going to crack down hard with that tip, I'd want to come this way, not this way. And yeah, this is 100% here. This grip is here. Yep. Boom. Could really knock that down. Doesn't have as much of a tip as I would think for something like that. But the tip that it does have is very robust and very strong. So there's that, there's that going for it. Let's check the pocket clip. Pocket clip check. Here we go. I think it's going to be wonderful, man. That tension on it. Ooh. Yeah. Come on. Not quite completely deep carry, but just the smallest of profiles sticking out. Good look bead blast on the pocket clip. Nice hole to grab onto. And excellent tension. Yep. Same on this is standard jean size material here. And it's just as tight in there. I mean, you could throw it in the dryer. 20 minutes later, pull it out. This knife's going to still be right there. I should test that at some point. I'm not sure if the boss would appreciate my knife tumbling around in there, but I can find a knife that it's okay if it tumbles, and I should test that whole thing and shoot it. I'll do that. I'm going to test it. Not this one, but I'll test one. Yeah. So this is great tension. My spot in that back right pocket. Be able to reach back. That knife would be right there. Excellent retention qualities on that clip. Let's check it for safety. Make sure we don't have any blade contact. None through the scales. And the tip is plenty well recessed. So tip's good. Clip is good. And I'm confident I can handle this knife any old way I want. And I'm not going to catch on to them sharp parts. Let's make sure they're sharp. How about that? Thick blade stock. But yeah, they got it sharp. How about that swedge? Let's check that swedge tip. These tiny little pieces of paper. Yeah, it's a little different than a flat, but yeah, it's sharp. Look. Yeah, nice. Good job. All right. Kansept Reedus. What do these go for? Okay, so this model and a couple other models similar to it, different colors, that kind of thing. But all S35VN, titanium, look to be around the 130 range. Discount code gets you down below 120, I would guess, on something like this. And then there's a couple of models that look exactly the same, but like there's a black titanium model that's going for quite a bit more, and then there's a Damascus model that's going for quite a bit more, up in that upper 175 range. Yeah, so but this version here of the Reedus, yeah, 130. You know, find a good discount code, you probably come in a little cheaper. Yep. Hey, pretty cool. The Reedus. I appreciate y'all watching.